And so I put the question, how bad does it have to get? And what, we're just not going to admit that this is just a game of momentum? That you fuckers are just addicts? And you're sitting there just justifying the heroin? You don't care, how many people you run over. You don't care how many people you step on and how much suffering you cause. It just doesn't matter. I could line it all up on the table. I could line it all up. All the incidental suffering that's a consequence of your existence. And that's not even bringing up history. We'll just forget about the 2-3 billion years of evolution it took to get you here and all that suffering. We'll just talk about the stuff that happened in your lifetime that predicates, that is the foundation of your existence. The whole biological world out there that feeds you. All right, and the horror that goes on in it. Now, if I line up all the little corpses, just miles and miles of corpses, life adventures in horror. How the fuck do you defend yourselves? Come on, this is a trivial hunger, okay? A hunger imposed by a DNA molecule, a brainless fucking molecule. There's a spectrum, but the spectrum is all negative, and I've made the point that it is because we are born in a state of negative. We're born in a state of need and want. We don't even know what it's like to be without it. So it's not like we're making forward progress. It's just relative. It looks forward because we're so friggin' deep in the hole. But we're not going to climb out of the hole. It's a zero-sum game. You're never going to get to the promised land.
Without, if life were pure suffering, I would agree with you.
It's deprivation and suffering. Okay? So yeah, some of the suffering isn't really hard suffering. It's only like deprivation suffering. But again, put all the glorious moments in a pile, and what do you have? You have a pile of retarded balloon admiration. How bad do I have to make it? Exactly how disgusting in terms of an inequity between the suffering and some sort of legitimate or substantial pleasure experienced. Something a little better than, I found 50 cents on the sidewalk.
But in terms of a more universal sense of suffering, it is what it is.
But isn't that the whole point of this discussion? What is it? Is it a DNA molecule out of control? Is it just a Frankenstein experiment conducted by an ignorant and completely stupid universe? That's not how you're sounding. So again, it's another one of these atheists with this beauty in the universe mishmash, that's just going to glorify and whitewash the fucking disaster that is this consumption, reproduction, cannibalism, and addiction. Again, give me the fifth word that's really going to make a difference in that equation. No, it's all bad. It's made out of bad. It's not made out of good. It's made out of stupid and fucked-hearted. Yeah, I'm going to eat my relatives. Yeah, it's a brilliant idea.
We have it to negotiate. And so, to me, saying life is just worth it. Just too much suffering to keep on. Is perhaps a personal choice, but certainly.
Yeah, right. Perhaps a personal choice. We're not going to apply any kind of rationality. So if I decide to make some sadistic little maze game here and throw some rats in it, right? It's just a sadistically sick game, okay? The rats chase a cheese, and every now and then, some sort of horrible thing happens. It pulls one of their legs off, or does some other thing to beat the crap out of them, cause them significant torture and pain and suffering. Do some more of that, please. Bullshit. You're going to say it's a dumb, fucking, idiotic game. And none of you people are ever going to admit the goddamn truth. We're part of a dumb, fucking, stupid game, okay, engineered by a stupid, ignorant, dumb, insensitive DNA molecule. Come on. What? Again, put it on the scales. How do you justify one 6-year-old with cancer? Let me see what you put on the other side of the scales to make that make any fucking sense at all. All right? But the bottom line is these few moments that people get where they do this deliriously happy thing is very, very slight compared to the buckets and buckets and buckets and buckets and buckets of hard suffering that's being endured as the price of this little joyride. And that's all it is. This is a silly joyride. There's no need in the universe, okay? You might find beauty in the universe, but there's no need out there saying, yes, we gotta make this mess. No need at all. It can be argued that most of the organisms through any one moment, any one slice of time, if we take a slice of time, this 1 second right now, okay, you could go out into the world and you could find whatever number, 10 million humans that are blissfully orgasmic. At the same exact moment, you'll find, 100 million in mediocrity and 50 million in hard pain, and maybe in the animal world, just increase those numbers. So, I mean, when you mix it all together, when you put the bad apples of hard suffering into this pie, it's gonna be shit. There's no way you can come up with a pretty color. It's gonna be an ugly color. Yeah, well, it's just this whole idea that somehow life is engineered to all work out, that it's all happily ever after, that yes, it all makes sense somehow. This is just the God delusion all over again, okay? That somehow there's a payback. They invented the religion thing because they needed some kind of hope, some sort of reason to think it wasn't as shitty as it looked. And so that's the perspective. That's the corruption of this whole conversation. No one's accounting for the real price of this nonsense, and they're just sitting there glorifying their silly little emotional babble. You know, their little love affairs with their little sparkly sparkles. This is a cesspool. And that's just calculating the human tragedy. Then you go into the mammal tragedy. Then you reduce it to, birds. And then you start looking at all these other fish, and then you go to insects. If these organisms are sentient in some substantial way, like the suffering, the unpleasant ache, pain sensations are traveling through their neural pathway, their neural organs, then this is a holocaust of just, face palm to life on Earth. Preposterously stupid.